Hello, Kansas and Western fans. It's time for update number 58 of the construction of the Kansas and Western HO scale model railroad. Today we will forego the full layout tour in lieu of just going for the area I worked on for the last 2 weeks, which by the poll results was the Portland cement plant. So we'll discuss that, and then we'll get into our poll at the end of the video to figure out the next 4 options for this weekend's poll to see what I'll work on for the next 2 weeks. So moving over here to the Portland cement plant. If you saw my video a couple days ago, you saw the process that I took to get this concrete quote unquote poured. And want to say thanks to Hot Dog Andy Pilot, or I can't remember his name exactly, I'm sorry. But he mentioned if I was going to be putting any kind of bumpers or car stops here. And so I have done that. Got those installed. I haven't got them glued in or anything like that yet. I'm not quite sure if I want to super glue those in or if I want to wait and go back and add those permanently after I've weathered. So just kind of pressed into place right now, sort of held by the joint compound there. But anyway, pretty happy with how this turned out. Obviously, I have a lot more to do. I'm going to do all of this area here and tie it in between the buildings. I mentioned in the video how I marked the foundations for these structures so I could build forms, and that's how you can see how this one was kind of built to fit using forms, not walls. I don't know why I kept saying walls. But we're going to have a whole concrete area here between the buildings among the tracks, and then this area here in the foreground is just going to be gravel. So that edge you won't see, that'll just kind of get blended in with gravel. Not sure what I'm going to use for a gravel product yet, but we're not there yet, so I can figure it out later. Anyway, and then in this area, so this is a kind of a switchman's house office. Probably has a bathroom in it for the guys that actually switch the yard. And so there's going to be a parking lot in this area, and there has to be access to that parking lot. So what I'm going to do is continue the concrete through this area. I might go ahead and concrete this turnout if I feel confident enough to do so without messing it up. But then the concrete's going to end right about that frog area there. Thank you, Alan Mady, for that word, because I can't think of words a lot of times. Anyway, the concrete will end about there because that's where the access road will cross over the tracks from basically a city street to gain access to this parking lot in this area. And then I'll probably put some road stripes or something, safety stripes, I'm not sure. More details to figure out later. But anyway, what I've also been working on is weathering all this track, and I've gotten this much done completely, I think, with weathering. You can see the ballast that I have laid here. There's 2 different colors of ballast because this is an interchange line. And I'm thinking it's going to be with one of the Colorado smaller railroads that ties in with this one here. Maybe the front line railroad, or the joint line, I mean, or something else. I think there's a Colorado rock and mineral train that actually still goes through the gorge. So that might be kind of fun to model. That works the Martin Marietta gravel rock quarry that's over there by Spikebuck, I think. Just off of the gorge. So that might be fun to model. In my reality, it's just a track that leads to kind of my fiddle yard, my fiddle track here, where I park cars that are next in line to be weathered. But anyway, so working on that, I did stop in this area because I still have to build this transition scene with these portals so I can try to hide those. And I'd rather do the rough construction on that without ballast, because I'm going to be working with joint compound or plaster or stuff that likes to drip on things. And it'll just be a lot easier to tie the ballast in on top of that once that's in place. That's what I did, I think, in the Royal Gorge area. And I think I just prefer to do that. So that's why the ballast is stopped. But all that track has been weathered, so it's ready for ballast. And then down here in this area, I've primarily been working on weathering the rail webbing on all these tracks. I haven't done any of that on this track that's going to be concrete, where concrete's going to be poured, because I found it was just easier to do that once I had already got the concrete added there. So there's no point in doing it twice. And Anyway, so that's pretty much what I worked on. The majority of the time took up trying out this concrete for the first time. Now that I've got a good process in mind, it should go much quicker for the rest of the tracks the next time that the Portland cement plant wins. So anyway, I guess that's about it for layout updates. Let's move over to do the pole. All right, we've got our giant bowl of pole options here, so we're going to draw 4, and then you guys can vote on those for the weekend, and then on Monday I will announce the winner and talk about my plan to carry out those results. So first of all, we've got maintenance of way equipment kits to build, and once I draw these 4 options, I'm going to highlight these 4 options with some more detail to kind of talk about what I will work on if they win. Next we have the Holcomb power plant again. And next we have back to the Dorado refinery. And the last option for this pole will be the Wichita yard. So let's go over these real quick and talk about what I'll be working on if they win. All right, the Holcomb power plant is right behind me. And I think this has been a polling option several times recently. Talked about finishing the building details. Might add some lights to that structure since it does have some windows. I need to redo this substation kit. I bought a new one. I'm going to just start from scratch because there's a portion of this kit that you remove. I'm not sure exactly where that is, but my guess it's around this dividing line area here. So we'll rebuild that. We're going to start working on some ground cover for this yard, which is primarily going to be gravel, but I think we will add some static grass. I don't think there's any need to have the entire thing gravel, and I would like to mess around with some static grass in an easy area to apply it where it's nice and flat and open. So we might mess with that. I need to add some definitely ground cover along the main line in this area and some ground cover on this hill. I do plan to add fencing around the perimeter of this plant. So that's what you can see all that for. And the coal pile needs some more work, some more detail added, and just all kinds of things we can work on here for this scene. Okay, anyway, next option is maintenance of way kits. So I'm going to move over and show you some of those options we have. So I'm not 100% sure where those kits are right now. That's kind of funny. So I'll have to find those if they win. But what we're talking about are these metal kits by Custom Finishing Models. They're kind of a pain to put together, but they're not impossible. I didn't really have instructions on how to add these hydraulic hoses that you can see there. But you know what? I kind of just figured it out, and I don't think it looks too bad. This is one of the easier kits that they had. So pretty much all the rest of my options, and I think I have 6 different options to choose from. If it wins, then we'll figure out which one of those I'll build. But definitely looking forward to adding more to my maintenance of way fleet. All right, now we have the Dorado refinery. That one's pretty easy. Although I've finished the Faller chemical plant build that you can see right here, I still have yet to finish my first Walther's kit, and that's primarily because I'm in the process of adding lights to the towers. And you can see here my first attempt at one tower. I'm using N-scale street lights that I've trimmed down a little bit, and I'm trying to install those a little bit more straight up and down than that, hopefully from now on. But I have a plan in place for the other towers that go in this location as a part of this kit. So I will work on that for sure and try to get that finished so I can have one large lighted structure in this area. So looking forward to that. Almost all the track is weathered in this area, so I think I will try to ballast that. And then I also have this unloading rack that needs about 4 more sections built, added here in this area. So lots of different things to work on there if that wins. And then our last option, the Wichita yard. This one's pretty easy. A lot of this track has been weathered already. You can see where I've already started with the ballast. I will probably continue work on the ballast because I think once this yard gets totally ballasted, it'll really improve the look of it for sure. So probably will focus on that. Might take a break from ballasting because that does get a little tedious sometimes, and work some more on this grain elevator. See if I can't get all these things tied together, glued together, bolted together, whatever I decide to do. Still need to put a roof on it, as you can see there, and a transfer house on the top, and get the whole thing painted. So plenty to do in the Wichita yard as well. So anyway, there's your 4 options. I'll put a link to my post tab in this video's description, so you can click right over there and place your vote for one of these 4 options for the next 2 weeks. And again, I will post a video on that Monday to talk about the winner, and again, remind everybody what I will be planning on doing. And if the maintenance away thing kits win, I will have the options of those out. And I might even do a poll to see which one you guys want me to tackle first. Anyway, that's about it for today. Thank everybody for commenting and watching. And good luck with the vote this weekend. And we will see you on Monday.